Oh, so someone finally got proof. Proof that you're actually telling the truth. And now, now they're scrambling, sweating, scheming because they have to make it right. At all costs. Can you feel it? That delicious little twist of fate. The world thought they could bury it, hide it, but truth has a way of sneaking in, laughing in the shadows, and flipping everything upside down. Proof changes everything. Oh, don't you see? That little piece of paper, that tiny screenshot, that whisper in the shadows, it's not just proof. It's a key, a spark, a detonator waiting to blow the whole place sky high. People think they can ignore it, brush it aside, laugh it off, how? But proof has a way of sneaking in when you least expect it, like a shadow sliding under a door, whispering in your ear, reminding you that denial is just a fancy word for fear. They can try to argue, to twist, to shout louder than reality itself. But reality doesn't care about volume. Reality doesn't negotiate. Proof doesn't bargain. It sits there, cold, patient, smiling with that cruel little grin, knowing that the moment it's noticed, the whole game flips upside down. And oh, how delicious that flip can be! You see, proof is chaos wrapped in a bow. It's the joker in a courtroom, the unexpected hand in a rigged deck, the tick-tock of a clock counting down to the reveal no one wants to see. People think truth is gentle, that it comes with fanfare and applause. Oh no, no. Truth comes like a thief in the night, or a hurricane disguised as a breeze, leaving nothing the same. One small piece of evidence, one undeniable fact, and suddenly the foundations they built their lies on crumble like old, brittle cardboard. They built walls, they built masks, they built elaborate little shows of power and control, and proof laughs at all of it. Proof doesn't care about their titles, their networks, their threats. It only cares about the moment it lands, that instant where the universe tilts and someone has to answer. And you, yes you, sitting there, trembling or grinning or maybe just watching, you're the lucky one. Because proof doesn't just change their world, it changes yours too. Suddenly, people pay attention. Suddenly, the whispers in the hallways shift from mocking to cautious, from doubt to fear, from apathy to action. Proof is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't care who you are, what you've done, or how clever you think you've been. It only cares that it exists, and that it will be seen. And when it is, the delicious havoc it wreaks. You can almost hear the gears grinding in their minds, trying to rearrange reality to avoid embarrassment, failure, defeat. But it's too late. Proof has already stepped onto the stage, wearing that familiar, mischievous grin, and everyone else is just fumbling in the dark, trying to figure out which way is up. And don't think it's subtle, because proof has a flair for the dramatic. It doesn't creep in quietly. It crashes through doors, flips tables, shines a spotlight on the secrets that were meant to stay hidden. People will scramble. Oh yes, they'll scramble, trying to rewrite the script, trying to bend the narrative to save their own skin. But proof couldn't care less about their scrambling. Proof only cares about being undeniable, undeniable, undeniable. And when the undeniable hits, the effect is intoxicating, chaotic, irresistible. It's the kind of change that makes hearts race, eyes widen, and minds snap in just the right, horrifyingly beautiful way. And while the world tries to catch up, while they desperately try to contain the chaos, you get to watch. Oh yes, watch as proof does what it was born to do. Turn everything upside down, inside out, backwards, and sideways, with a smile and a little wink that says, I told you so. Truth demands recognition. Oh, it doesn't beg, it doesn't whisper, it doesn't knock politely on your door and wait for permission. No, truth barges in, wild-eyed and grinning, tripping over furniture, shattering glass, laughing at the polite society that thought it could be contained. People think they can ignore it, think they can bury it under piles of lies, spin it with charm, hide it behind a curtain of smiles and excuses. But truth has a way of leaking, seeping, oozing through cracks where no one thought to look, giggling as it slides under the door, flicks a light switch, and exposes every little corner they hoped would stay hidden. It doesn't care about your feelings, your fears, your clever plans. It only cares about being seen, being known, being recognized, and when it isn't, it has a way of making itself impossible to ignore. Imagine it, just for a second, creeping into a room full of people who think they are in control. They're talking, scheming, pretending everything is fine, and truth strolls in, like it owns the place, and suddenly everyone freezes. The chatter stops, the masks falter, and that little spark of panic ignites in their eyes. Recognition isn't optional. Truth demands it, claws at it, drags it screaming into the spotlight. And the fun part, people hate it. They fight it, they scream, they twist and shout and shove, but truth doesn't budge. Truth smiles that crooked, unsettling smile and says, nope, not this time. You see me, you acknowledge me. Deal with it. Oh, and the irony, the delicious, intoxicating irony. They've spent so long pretending, hiding, manipulating, building castles of illusion out of lies and half-truths, and now one spark, one tiny, undeniable glimmer of reality. And those castles crumble like sand slipping through fingers. Truth doesn't negotiate. It doesn't compromise, it consumes. It demands recognition the way a fire demands oxygen, the way a storm demands attention, the way a grin demands notice when the room goes silent. And you get to watch it unfold, to watch the subtle chaos, to watch the walls crumble, the masks fall, the hands tremble as they try and fail to cover what can't be hidden. It's funny, isn't it? People think they control the narrative, that they control the story, that they can rewrite reality if they just shout loud enough or flatter enough or threaten enough. Ha! Truth doesn't listen to shouting, doesn't bend for flattery, doesn't tremble at threats. Truth has a mind of its own, a wicked, mischievous mind, a mind that knows when to strike, when to slip in unnoticed, when to turn a room upside down with just a glance, a word, a single undeniable fact. And when it strikes, oh, the reactions? The horror, the denial, the scrambling, the fumbling attempts to cover tracks that no longer exist. Truth doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and certainly doesn't care about your clever excuses. It only cares that it is recognized, that it is seen, that it is accounted for, and it will not rest until it is. And here's the kicker: recognition is never quiet, never polite. It's loud, messy, chaotic, irresistible. It bursts out like laughter in a dark alley, like fire in a library, like a storm that refuses to be ignored. Once truth is recognized, once the world is forced to face it, oh, the ripple, the shockwave, the glorious little dance of chaos that follows. People will panic. People will scramble. People will wonder how they ever thought they could control what cannot be controlled. And you get to savor it, watch it, feel it, breathe it in as truth takes its rightful place, demanding the acknowledgement that was always owed to it, shaking the foundations, flipping the tables, grinning that crook, infuriating grin at everyone who thought they could escape it. Chaos exposes hidden intentions. Oh, don't you just love it when the calm facade ad cracks, when the smiles falter, when the carefully constructed little world of lies collapses like a house of cards in a hurricane? People think they can hide who they really are, think they can tiptoe around the truth, whisper sweet nothings, and slip by unnoticed. How? Chaos laughs at all of that. Chaos doesn't knock politely. Chaos doesn't ask permission. Chaos storms in with muddy boots, cackling, flipping tables, throwing masks into the air, revealing the skeletons hiding in closets, the whispers behind closed doors, the sharp, jagged edges of every hidden motive. And oh, the faces! The expressions, the panic, the way they try to spin, try to twist, try to plaster on those fake smiles. It's intoxicating, absolutely intoxicating. Because here's the thing about chaos, it has impeccable timing. It doesn't just show up anywhere. It waits, oh yes, it waits in the shadows, twiddling its thumbs, licking its lips, until the perfect moment when everyone thinks they're safe, when the lies feel solid, when the deception is as comfortable as a chair you sit in every day without questioning. Bam! It explodes. The truth spills out in a torrent, and suddenly the intentions, the motives, the hidden agendas that everyone swore would remain secret are out in the open, exposed under the harsh, unforgiving spotlight of chaos. There's no hiding, no twisting, no clever sidesteps. Chaos doesn't negotiate. Chaos doesn't compromise. Chaos only reveals, it only exposes, it only magnifies the ugly, the raw, the unpolished reality everyone tried so desperately to keep under wraps. It's beautiful, really, in a disturbingly mesmerizing way. The way someone's smile falters when their real motive is revealed. The way they stumble over words, trying to cover, trying to explain, trying to justify. But it's too late. Chaos has already done its work. It peels back the layers like a sadistic surgeon, cutting away the pleasantries, the politeness, the carefully rehearsed lies, leaving raw, exposed truth staring back at everyone, daring them to deny it, to ignore it, to fight it. And oh, how they try! They fight with all the desperation of someone clinging to a sinking ship, thrashing in water that's already claimed them, shouting into the void, hoping their frantic motions will change what's already been revealed. But chaos doesn't flinch, doesn't blink, doesn't hesitate. It only pushes further, forcing reality to step into the light, dragging the hidden, the secret, the carefully tucked away into the open, where everyone can see it. And you, oh, you standing there, grinning or laughing or just watching, you get the show, the full performance of chaos unmasking its victims. It's a dance, a grotesque, thrilling dance, where every move, every stumble, every flash of panic adds to the spectacle. You see, people think they can hide behind appearances, behind charm, behind control, but chaos sees right through it. Chaos doesn't care about titles, status, or who has the loudest voice in the room. Chaos only cares about revelation, exposure, and the delicious ripple that follows. That ripple spreads, oh yes, it spreads like wildfire, igniting suspicion, mistrust, doubt, fear, and it's all so wonderfully uncontrollable. And the best part, no one sees it coming. They never see it coming. They think they're safe, think they're clever, think they've mastered the game. But chaos, with its crooked grin and mischief in its eyes, knows exactly how to slip in, how to unravel, how to make them reveal what they didn't even know they were hiding. And in that moment, in that glorious, twisted instant, all intentions, all hidden agendas, all secret designs are laid bare, screaming in the open, for anyone daring enough to witness, for anyone clever enough to understand, for anyone bold enough to enjoy the magnificent upheaval chaos creates. Justice will be enforced. Oh, isn't that a delicious thought? The kind of thought that makes the air thicken, the corners of the room twitch with anticipation. The people who thought they were untouchable squirm in their seats like insects under a magnifying glass. Justice doesn't wait for permission, doesn't knock politely, doesn't care if it's convenient or inconvenient. Justice shows up in the shadows, tiptoeing, humming a little tune, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, to balance the scales with a grin so crooked it makes your teeth ache just to look at it. People like to think they can evade it, dodge it, bribe it, charm it. Laugh it off, ha! Justice laughs too, louder, longer, sharper. And it doesn't forget, it doesn't forgive, and it certainly doesn't care about excuses. Oh, the irony, the exquisite irony of it all. Those who thought themselves clever, untouchable, the masters of manipulation, the puppeteers pulling strings in the dark, suddenly they realize that the puppet master isn't in control at all. Justice has been watching, patient, meticulous, gathering the little threads, piecing together the puzzle, calculating the moment when the full reveal will cause the maximum delightful chaos. And when it comes, it doesn't just knock politely. It bursts through the doors with fire in its eyes, thunder in its voice, and a grin that says, "I told you this would happen." It doesn't negotiate, it doesn't compromise, it only executes, precise, inevitable, unstoppable. Imagine it: the smug smiles, the arrogant gestures, the casual whispers of, "Nothing can touch me," all unraveling, all exposed, all crumbling. Justice doesn't tiptoe around people's egos or fragile illusions. It explodes, consuming lies, deceit, manipulation, greed, all the filth hidden behind carefully constructed facades, leaving raw truth standing in the wreckage like a shadowed king on a throne built of consequences. And those who tried to hide, oh, they scramble. They shout, they claw, they flail against the inevitable tide of fairness. And it's almost funny, isn't it? That desperate flailing, that frantic energy, the realization that nothing in their clever little plans can stop the reckoning that's coming. Justice doesn't have favorites. Justice doesn't care about apologies, excuses, or clever disguises. It only cares about balance, and it will demand it in ways that are as relentless as they are unpredictable. And you, sitting back, watching it unfold, you understand the beauty, the perverse beauty, of this unfolding spectacle. Justice doesn't just correct wrongs. It exposes the very rot that allowed the wrong to exist in the first place. It highlights hypocrisy, uncovers corruption, tears masks from faces, and forces everyone to confront the consequences they tried to run from. Oh, how they scramble, how they panic, how they try to rewrite history with shaky hands and trembling voices. And justice just smiles, tilts its head, and watches with infinite patience, because it knows the truth cannot be denied, cannot be hidden, cannot be escaped. And isn't it delicious when justice plays favorites without caring? When it chooses the moment, the target, the perfect reveal, and everything you thought you could control falls apart in spectacular chaos. People think they can predict it, think they can contain it, think they can manipulate it like another pawn on their board. But justice isn't a pawn. Justice is the fire that consumes pawns, the hurricane that flips the board, the shadow that crawls into every corner, exposing every flaw, every misstep, every deceitful grin. It is precise, calculated, inevitable, and beautifully indiscriminate. And the thrill of watching it unfold. Oh, the thrill! When those who tried to cheat, to deceive, to dominate, are forced to face the consequences in real time. The panic, the trembling, the flailing, it's intoxicating, irresistible, chaotic in the most beautiful way. Justice doesn't ask, doesn't hesitate, doesn't wait. It enforces, it delivers, it consumes. It laughs as it tightens its grip and reminds everyone that no matter how high you climb, how clever you think you are, how invisible you believe yourself to be, balance will always find you, and justice will always. Power shifts to the fearless. Oh, isn't that a delicious little truth? The ones who tremble, who beg, who hide behind polite smiles and rehearsed lines. They think they are safe. They think the world belongs to those who play by the rules. The world doesn't care about rules. The world doesn't reward caution, compliance, or the timid little heart beating nervously in the corner. No, the world belongs to the fearless, to the ones who leap without looking, who grin into the chaos, who stare straight into the abyss and wink, as if daring it to blink first. Power doesn't trickle down to the careful. It surges to the audacious, the bold, the ones who aren't afraid to shake the foundations, to flip tables, to laugh while everyone else panics. Think about it, the fearless. They don't wait for permission. They don't seek approval. They don't ask politely to be noticed. They step forward when others shrink back. They speak when others whisper. They act when others hesitate. And oh, how intoxicating it is to watch the shift, subtle at first, like a tide rising beneath unsuspecting feet, then crashing suddenly, a wall of momentum that can't be stopped. People scramble. They clutch at their illusions, their carefully constructed sense of control, but it's already gone. Power has chosen, and it has chosen the fearless. And once the choice is made, there's no turning back. The fearful can groan, the cautious can plead, but the fearless stride forward with that crooked little smile that says, "I know what's coming, and I will take it." And chaos loves the fearless. Oh yes, chaos whispers in their ears, tickles their spine, teases them with danger, and they laugh, they dance, they leap into the storm with glee. Because only the fearless can survive the storm, can ride the whirlwind, can seize the fleeting opportunities that others are too afraid to touch. And power. Oh, power is not a gentle gift, a quiet reward. Power is a storm, a wildfire, a roar in the night that demands control, demands daring, demands the willingness to risk everything for a taste of the chaos that only the fearless can command. It slips into their hands like a mischievous spirit, tempting, teasing, daring them to take what is theirs. And when they do, the world tilts. The timid scramble, the cautious flail, the fearful whisper into the void, trying to grasp what they've lost. But the fearless, they revel. They understand the delicious irony of it all. The ones who feared too much, who doubted too much, who played it safe, are left clinging to crumbs, while the bold, the reckless, the brave hold the feast in their hands. And it's beautiful, in the way only chaos and audacity can make something beautiful. It's not just the power itself. Oh no, it's the shift, the change, the realization that the world's currents respond not to entitlement, not to position, not to pleading, but to fearlessness, to daring, to the kind of crazy, audacious energy that refuses to be ignored. And imagine the faces of those watching, the ones who thought they controlled the game, who plotted, who manipulated, who whispered in the shadows, suddenly realizing that control has slipped, that the fearless have taken the reins, and the world is tilting in ways they cannot stop. The panic, the scrambling, the muttered curses, the wild eyes, it's intoxicating. It's proof that power doesn't reward the meek, the polite, the cautious. It shifts, oh yes, it shifts with a mischievous grin, a clap of thunder, a gust of wind that sweeps aside the timid and elevates the bold, the daring, the audacious. And the fearless, they don't just take it. They play with it, toy with it, wield it with that dangerous, crook grin that says, "I know what I can do, and I'm not afraid to do it." They bend reality, flip narratives, dance in chaos, and let the timid stumble and scramble in their wake. Because power, real power, intoxicating, chaotic, unstoppable power, belongs only to those who have the courage to seize it, to stare down fear and laugh in its face, to take what the world never intended to give them and make it theirs. Fate has a twisted sense of humor. Oh, don't you just love it when the world winks at you with a crooked grin? When the universe pulls the rug out from under everyone's carefully polished plans, and everyone is left staggering, eyes wide, mouths open, wondering how on earth they got here. Fate doesn't care about your timing, your expectations, your sense of control. Fate is the ultimate trickster, the master puppeteer, the mischievous whisper in the dark that nudges the pieces just so, and then sits back to watch the glorious chaos unfold. People think they can manipulate it, bend it, tame it with charm, threats, money, influence, ha! Fate laughs. It doesn't bend, it doesn't break, it only twists, and it only reveals the delicious irony of life in the cruelest, most exhilarating ways imaginable. Picture it: someone plotting, scheming, thinking they are clever, thinking the world will obey their plans, when suddenly fate tilts its head, flicks a little switch, and boom, everything unravels. Their calculations crumble. Their meticulous designs dissolve like sugar in rain, and the very thing they thought impossible becomes inevitable. Oh, the panic, the scrambling, the fumbling attempts to regain control. It's intoxicating, utterly intoxicating. And you, watching it all unfold, can't help but grin, because fate is a jester, a mischievous little devil that rewards audacity, unpredictability, and those who aren't afraid to dance along the edge of chaos. And the beauty of it? Oh, the beauty! Fate doesn't just play fair. It plays in the shadows. It plays in riddles. It plays in twists that make your head spin. One moment, the world feels stable, predictable, logical, and the next, it's upside down, sideways, inside out, revealing the absurdity that lurks behind every mask, every secret, every carefully constructed illusion. Fate doesn't announce its moves. It sneaks in, sly and cunning, and when it strikes, it's absolute. The bravest, the boldest, the cleverest. Oh yes, they survive. They thrive. They even laugh as the chaos washes over the timid and the cautious, leaving them clinging to scraps, wondering how the world became so deliciously unpredictable. Fate enjoys irony. It loves poetic justice served with a side of chaos. The schemers, the manipulators, the ones who thought they could control everything, they stumble, they falter, they gasp as the tables turn in ways they never imagined. And the audacious, the fearless, the ones who grin in the face of uncertainty, they bask in it. They understand that fate isn't an enemy, isn't a villain, isn't some neat little package to be unwrapped politely. Fate is a partner in the dance of chaos, a mischievous collaborator in the grand spectacle of unpredictability, the one who nudges events just enough to make them glorious, terrifying, intoxicating, and unforgettable. And you, yes you, watching it all, feeling the delicious tension, sensing the invisible gears turning, you know the truth. That fate doesn't choose the cautious, the timid, the polite. Fate favors those who can grin while the world collapses, who can laugh while everyone else panics, who can see the absurdity in every twist and turn and play it like a masterful hand of cards. The terrified flail, the schemers scramble, the manipulators curse, and yet, fate just tilts its head, winks, and moves the pieces with that sly, crooked grin that says, "You didn't see that coming, did you?" And chaos loves fate. Oh yes. They are partners, dancing in the shadows, spinning the world in unpredictable, exhilarating patterns, rewarding the bold, punishing the cowardly, and reminding everyone, again and again, that the universe is not neat, the world is not fair, and the cleverest plans can unravel in the blink of an eye, leaving only laughter, only surprise, only the delicious, intoxicating thrill of the unexpected.